I'm Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. And in case you haven't noticed, I updated my channel's name from Dawn in the Mountains to Midwest in the Mountains after I did the Amish video that was so well received, and I just realized that there's so many things from the Midwest that still have my heart, and certainly in this day and age of needing to find ways to stretch our dollar and find ways to save money every way that we can, look at our budget and do things. The Midwest does have that down. They do that well. So be looking for those updates. That is what it is called, Midwest in the Mountains now. So thank you very much for coming. If you're new here, you are so welcome. We are just on a journey to unplug from all the craziness that's going on, not ignoring it, not pretending it's not there, but at the same time, remembering to enjoy life and remembering there are still good things to smile about, sprinkling in scriptures of hope and reminders that the Lord is still there. So, as we're doing that today, what I want to do is I'm going to make this Midwest recipe. It is called tater tot casserole, and it is a way that you can take 1 pound of meat and make it into 12 servings. So whether you have a big family or you're by yourself and you want to make this and freeze it, or maybe what I'm doing today, a dear family friend of ours has lost her brother, and so I'm going to be making this for her, and hopefully it'll be a blessing to her and her family as they go through that grieving process. And it makes a whole lot. It is so tasty. I have to tell you, out here in Colorado, we have had some skeptics. Me and my older kids have made this for my friends, for their friends, and even my son has taken it to work. They share duties on taking in food because he's an EMT. And won people over. They at first they're like, I don't know about that, but when you taste it and you see it, it is so delicious. It's just absolutely wonderful. So we're going to get started with that. It is only a few ingredients. It doesn't, one thing about the Midwest, we are simple there, and it doesn't take a lot of work. It doesn't take too much hands-on time, which is really great in this busyness. So let's get started right into it. Now what you're going to need is 1 pound of meat, and don't worry about it being fatty. If you need to get that 73 or even the 80, 83 is fine, and actually it tastes really good because it soaks up into those tater tots. But if you like the healthier version, certainly you can do that too. So whatever 1 pound of ground meat that you would want to get that, and then an onion soup mix. Like there's Lipton onion soup mix. This one's just one from Safeway. You're going to want 1 box of that. You're only going to use 1 package of it. A cream of mushroom soup. Now, this is the regular kind, but if you watch my channel, you know that I cannot have regular milk, and all the cream soups out there have milk. So there are vegan options that you can do with this if you wanted to. Because that's the only thing that has milk in it. So you could use, there are a lot of recipes out there that have vegan mushroom soups. So you may check that out, and that might be something that you would want to try. But we're just going to do it the old traditional way, and then you need just regular tater tots. So we're going to use all those and then just put it in a cake pan. Now, I like to use the glass one. I like the way it bakes up, but certainly if you have the metal kind and that's what you want to use, feel free to use that. It would be fine. If you don't have either of those, then you can go somewhere even like Goodwill or one of the charity stores, and they have them for just a couple dollars. And I don't know if you've ever been in one of them that I didn't see these. They're just something that people have extras of and they give away a lot. So that's something that you could probably pick up pretty cheaply. Of course, you can get them on Amazon and in all the stores as well if you wanted to do that, if you didn't have one. Okay, so we're going to do that. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to preheat the oven to 350. And real quick, before we preheat the oven, let me just say, if you are enjoying watching these videos and going along this journey with me, it would be really helpful if you would hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified when we have new videos coming out. That would help the channel a whole lot. So please consider doing that. And if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as well. Okay, let's go preheat. Okay, so we hit bake, and mine automatically comes on for 350. Start, and we're going to get that heated up so it can be preheating while we're making our tater tot casserole. All right, we've got the oven heating to 350. Then you're going to take your ground meat, and just for the sake of time, I already have one here that I have cut open. So we're going to take that and you put it in the bottom of your pan. You don't need to grease it or anything else. You just put this in the bottom and you spread it. Now, the way that we made it, the way I'm growing up, you just spread it in there with your hands and then you wash your hands and you keep going. But you could certainly use a spoon or something else if you're not comfortable with doing that. So let me get that put in there really quick. So you just put that in there and you spread it out all in the bottom of the pan. And once you get that done, we're going to do the next step. Okay, so I've got the meat spread in the bottom and it looks just like that. Doesn't take much. Spread it evenly around the bottom. Then I wash my hands because I did use my hands. If you use the spoon, that's fine. And the next step, we're going to put the onion soup mix. You're just going to sprinkle it all over there. Now, if you didn't have it, or with our supply issues and things, if you went to the store and it happened to be gone, you can use regular chopped up onions with some seasonings. It won't taste exactly the same, but it's still good. So if you needed to do that, you could absolutely do that. Or if you really like organic food and you wanted to use an organic onion, that would be a way to do that too. So you just open up your package. So again, you have a box, but you just need one package out of the box, and you're going to sprinkle it right over the top of the meat so that it's evenly coated. Okay, now this is the fun part. If you are making it as a family or if you have roommates, this is a great dish. If you have 3 or 4 roommates, my son had a couple of guy roommates before, and this became a favorite for them because it makes a lot. It is so great and it's easy to make. So that's one thing too. If you have roommates, they might want to help you, but either way, you just keep taking your tater tots and you're going to line them one row after another all the way down. Now, I won't keep the video going for the whole thing, but I'll show you the first couple. So you just go right one by one by one. And honestly, this is probably the most labor-intensive part of the whole thing. It's not hard, but it can take a minute or two to get that done. So that's what you do. You're going to do one row, and then you would do the next row right after that. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll come right back and keep going. And as always, I want to share the Lord's word that gives us peace and hope and helps us to remember that in Jesus, we don't have to be afraid. We don't have to be scared of what's going on, but we know that He is with us. So the first scripture in the Old Testament, you see there at the top, the Lord gives strength to His people. The Lord blesses His people with peace. And in Jesus, we are His people. So we have that promise from Him. And then in Ephesians 2:8 in the New Testament, it says, "For it is by grace you have been saved through faith." That's faith in Jesus it's talking about. "And this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God." And so again, that's Ephesians 2:8. And as always, I have links down below if you want to learn more about peace in God, if you'd even like to become a follower of Christ, if that's something of interest to you. So please do check those out. Okay, so we've got all the tater tots lines. You see we've got the meat on the bottom, then the soup mix sprinkled on top of that, then the tater tots. We are almost done already. It's super easy. The last step that we do is we're going to take our spatula and put our cream of mushroom soup, smear it all over the top of the tater tots. That's the last step before it goes into the oven. So let's get that done. I'll show you just a little bit, and then I won't do the whole thing on the camera because we don't need to do that. But you just put it out. Now what I do to make it easier to spread out, and it will go over the whole thing. It may not seem like it's going to, but it will. I get it all out there, and I put it in different places on the pan. So it starts out like that, and then I just take it and you smear it, and you keep doing that, and it will cover the entire dish, and that's what you want it to look like. So I'll get this covered, and then we will get this in the oven. It is going to bake at 350 for 1 hour, and then you'll know that it's done. The meat is going to turn brown, and it's going to be bubbly, and the tater tots are going to turn brown, and it's going to be really, really delicious. All right, so we've got that spread over the tater tots. I'm going to get this in the oven, and then we'll come back in an hour, and I will show you what it looks like. Okay, it was about 45 minutes for mine, and I could smell it really good. So I went ahead and checked it, and it is done. It is all ready to just cut into. You can see there, the meat is done. You can hear it sizzling. I can hear it. I'm not sure you can hear it sizzling, but it is just going to be absolutely delicious to cut into. And you can make, of course, as small or as big a portions as you want, but you could get 12 good-sized pieces out of this, and I'll cut it and show you. Okay, so I divided it up into the 12 pieces. I also put a piece on the plate normally, and then I did one upside down just so you could see the meat is nice and brown, and it's very cooked, and it is absolutely delicious. It's comfort food. It's wonderful. So see what you think. Give it a try. Stretch your budget, and just enjoy some Midwest yumminess. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for coming along for this unplugged journey, making this comfort food that from the Midwest that I remember so well. And I hope that you do try it and see if you like it too. If you do, put a comment down. I would love to hear what you think about it. And if you make any additions or change it up at all, put that down there too, because I think other people might enjoy that as well. We will have more videos coming up about Midwest things, about Amish things. I have the sewing video coming up soon. Be sure to check out the gardening videos and the self-sufficiency ones, because they will also help you stretch your budget. And you can do these gardening things in small spaces, even without balconies if you're in an apartment. So check out those videos. I'll put a few of the links down below in case you want to see those. Thanks so much for stopping by. Looking forward to see you next time. Bye-bye.